God's plan is better. God's plan is better. Amen. This is a wonderful lesson because people have all kinds of plans. People make all kinds of plans, and you know, some people make plans with just, I mean, they just, you know, why'd you make it? Well, I just thought it would be good. There's no basis for their plan, no kind of, you know, well, that's your plan, but what you tend to accomplish at the end of that, well, I'm just what I decided to do. Well, what kind of plan is that? And then if you don't plan, all right, they say when you don't make any plans, you plan to fail. All right, so if you don't make any plans at all, you know, you probably ain't gonna do very good. All right. So and if you got a plan, then somebody come up with a better plan. I mean, wow. Well, which plan would you go with? Let's go with the better plan. I mean, that seems like a no-brainer. Let's go with the better plan. All right, we got a little. I don't know if your culture connection is here in your book or not. But it talks about people hiking up in Arizona, or out in Arizona, over in Arizona, however you say that. I think it's over in Arizona, it's over out west. And Arizona's a desert, but they got lots of hiking trails, and lots of things. You know, people like to go out and hike, go on a hike or whatever. And the people, you know, they tell them that, you know, take water and protect yourself from the sun, because in Arizona, the triple-digit heat is common. 100 degrees plus is common. 105, 110, 115 degrees, that ain't nothing. All right, but if you're out there in the scorching heat, you're going up and down hills, you're just hiking or whatever, you know, you got to prepare yourself, you know, for that. So you have to have a plan, you know. I'm going to go this far, so to go this far, I need this much water, and I need to, you know, stop and take some breaks over here in the shade and everything. And they map out, you know, when they do that, different little things like that for you. But they say that it's a lot of people, they don't, just paraphrasing here, they don't heed the plan. They don't do what they're supposed to do, all right? And a lot of times when they don't do what they're supposed to do, sometimes it's fatal. Yes. Sometimes they just don't make it back. They just don't make it. I mean, they're done out there. I mean, they come back in a little black bag. You know, I mean, it's just bad. And some of them, they do get, they cling into life, but they do get them back. Some of them like that. But, and they say that once, when they do get them back, this is what they usually say when they didn't follow the plan. They usually say stuff like, I wish I would have. Anybody ever don't follow a plan and then you say something like, I wish I would have, or they say, some of them they say, I knew better. Yes. Now that's a bad one. Now, you know what the plan is, you know how to execute the plan, you know what you should do, you know how to do it and everything, then you don't do it. Yes. I knew better. I knew better. Oh my goodness. I knew what the plan of God was. I knew God had a better plan. I knew it. But I just didn't heed to it. I didn't do nothing about it. I knew better. Oh my goodness. They say a lot of folks in prison say that one. I knew better. I knew. My parents taught me better. You know, they said one fellow was in prison. They said, well, it had to be something in your upbringing. Did you have bad parents? No. Did your daddy abuse you? Oh, no, I had a good dad. You know, did your mother do anything? Oh, no, mama was fine. Well, why'd you wind up there? Just didn't want to do right. Just knew better. Oh, man, just didn't want, okay. So that would be I knew better. What about, they say, some of them say, if only. If I would have only. That's sad to say after your plan don't work. And you knew there was a better plan. Yes. You got your own plan. But then at the end of your plan, when it comes down to it, you got to say, oh, if I would have only stuck to the plan that I knew was better, I knew that was a better plan, if I'd have stuck to that, I wouldn't be in this predicament I'm in now. I wouldn't be in this position I'm in now. If I would have only, oh my goodness. It is difficult sometimes to realize that certain decisions you make end up being the worst decisions of your life. sometimes you make a decision, and that man, oh man, if you don't make the right decision, it can be, they say, catastrophic.
Yeah.
You make your, like this. Say I'm gonna pick at the hurricane since I'm gone. They say you make your decision to leave now. All right, and then you stay there. You get pummeled and everything. And you get banged up and beat up pretty good and everything. And you say, well, I didn't make the right decision. That wasn't the best decision. I should have took a better plan. I should have had a better plan. Let's continue on here. This oh wow. What is God's plan? All right, God's got a better plan, and I just want to tell you something right off the beginning. Before we even get started, I'm gonna tell you something like this. God's plan always seems odd. When you go through the scriptures and everything, God's plan just seems, you sure about this? You sure this gonna work? I mean, that's how you can usually kind of know it's God. Because God, His plan works with faith and everything. So like with Gideon, there's a big old army out there, God. You don't whittle me down into 300 million. You sure? I mean, it's your plan, right? God's plans they seem out of the ordinary. It just seems like, I don't know about this plan. All right? But even in the Garden of Eden, God had a plan. God had a plan for them in the Garden of Eden. And a lot of things we can always trace back to the Garden of Eden to see how things originally got started and see how things got off. All right? So we can figure out how did it happen in the Garden of Eden. Then we can figure out, okay, now I understand what's happening here with Samuel. And then you figure out what's happening there with Samuel. Then you say, well, how does that happen in my life? You just keep tracking on back to it. When you read the scripture, it's got to come to you at the end. It's got to come to me. How does it help me? Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock with the devil on my case. How does all this help me now? All right, so let's back all the way up to the beginning and see what the plan was in the Garden of Eden. How about that? Let's go to Genesis 2. Let's check this out. Genesis 2. Second chapter of Genesis. God had a plan way back. Genesis 2. All right. 16. Now this was God's plan here now. This is God's plan. Genesis 2:16. And it says, and the Lord God commanded the man, saying, listen at this. Here's the plan. All right. Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat. This is our plan. Every tree in this garden, I got all kinds of stuff out there. You freely eat. This is the plan. All right. 17th verse. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. That's the plan. That's a clear plan, right? I mean, that plan is laid out. Now, I mean, anybody don't understand that plan? What are we going to do? We're going to be in the garden. We eat of everything that's here. All right? But the one tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, don't eat that because you're going to die. Nice plan. Simple plan. That one just lays right out, right? Okay, no problem there, right? Okay, I got a question for you. Before we get started. Let's go. I got a question. What makes people not go according to the plan of God? The devil? What's it right? That devil. The devil. All right. And you're 100% right. We're gonna get to that. Anybody else? Why does folks?
Pleasure of the eyes.
The pleasure of the eyes. Okay. All right. What they see, they lusted after something. All right. Oh man, that looks good. Oh man. All right. You're on top of it too. Yes, ma'am.
They want it to be all about them.
It's all I want it my way. I want it my way. So that's why they don't go according to God's plan. Yes.
Don't believe it.
They don't believe it. They don't believe. Oh man, I don't believe that. How we gonna win this battle 300 men? No, I ain't going to. That ain't the best plan. I gotta come up with my own. But God, you don't know. Who? Anybody else? Why don't people take the plan? Yes.
They just don't want it.
They just don't want to. They just like the prodigal son. He just didn't want to. Then he ain't done nothing to him. I just want mine. I'm out of here. He just don't want. Nobody ain't hurt him. Nobody ain't abused him. But I'm out of here. Yes, ma'am. I thought you had to put your hand. Anybody else? I want you to get in and say, man, I knew something. Everything good? All right. Okay. So. Well, let's see what happened to Adam and Eve to get them to get off of the plan of God. All right. This was God's plan. We all understand that. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil, don't eat. That's the plan. Flip over one chapter here. All right. Come to 3 and 1. Let's start right here. All right. Now this is one thing. Everything was going along great. Everything was going along great. All right. Adam and Eve was doing great. All right. They're running around in the garden in their birthday suit, and everything was fine. They didn't have no problems. All right. Everything was going real good because they didn't have any outside influences. They weren't being influenced by anything else. All right. They didn't have any evil influences.
Yeah.
The only influence that they had was from God. All right, as long as they only adhered to that influence that was coming from God, that good godly influence, they did great. All right, they did wonderful. They didn't have any influences that was evil. But 3rd chapter, 1st verse, let's see what happens here. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have God said ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman started talking to him. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Now, she knew the plan. She actually knew the plan. All right? But now she's being influenced. She's got some other influences going on here. 4th verse. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. Oh yeah, he's trying to influence her, there. For God doth know. Now come on, now get your intellect going. Come on, Eve, think about this. All right? In other words, he's telling Eve to be logical. God don't always work on logic. All right? You're not going to figure out God. The scripture says our thoughts and God's thoughts, they're not the same. As far as the east from the west, all right, he thinks different than we do. So don't think you're going to come up on God with your knowledge, with your intellect. All right, your logical think, I done deducted this and I done calculated this and this how it's going to work. God's figures are off. God's figures ain't off. All right, God's figures ain't never off. All right, okay. So he said, for God doeth know that in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, she started getting logical. Now you know that right. That makes sense. That makes sense what you said. All right, this food here, look, I eat off of this tree over here. Well, what make this tree any different? All right, the logic. That'd be logical. You ever see people try to throw you off of being saved, sanctified, full of the Holy Ghost through logic? Now, what sense that make? Coming down to the altar, calling on Jesus. Jesus. What sense that make? They're trying to get you off the plan of God. They're trying to get you off the plan through logic. You say to please God, you're going to have faith. You're going to have faith to please Him. All right? Let's see what is happening to the woman. All right? And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired, to make one wise, she took of the fruit. Oh my goodness, she had her own plan. She's going to take off on her own plan. Therefore, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Oh boy. Wow. All right, so both of them took off on the same plan. All right, and the eyes of them were both open. They knew that they were naked, sewed fig leaves together, and all this good stuff. All right. Oh boy. But this is something. That devil trying to make them be logical. All right. But he was leaving something out. He was influencing them. All right. Make it seem so logical. All right. But and all at the same time, he was craftily leaving out the name of that tree. What was the name of that tree? The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Don't eat of that. So in other words, this is what God was saying. I'm going to give you the knowledge that you need. You get all your knowledge from me. You get me and you. All right? Me, Adam, me and you. I'm going to give you the knowledge that I want you to have. All right? When you eat of that tree, that represents you getting knowledge outside of God, in the absence of God. That's what was happening. They wanted to get some knowledge of how things are done outside of God. And that's how a lot of teenagers and kids do. They want to know, don't mama, daddy, parents, don't tell me what's good or bad. Don't tell me what's right or wrong. I'll make my own decisions absent of you. And that's kind of what was going on there in the garden. We'll get our information outside of God. We'll get us some knowledge of what's good and what's evil outside while God ain't even in the garden. He ain't even here. We're going to get some information while he ain't even here. All right? And how did that work for him? That didn't work too good. All right? Now you get Adam out here. He's got to work hard by the sweat of his brow. All right? Now, mind you, I have to say this, and I wish more fellas was here. The curse was not working. That was not the curse. That man has to go to work now. No, man always had to work from the beginning. That was the curse was not, man, you got to get him to go to work now. No, that was not the curse. All right? The curse was that you're going to have to work, and it ain't going to be as easy as it was before. How would you like to go to work all day, come home, and you ain't tired? You ain't even sweat. Boy, you was out there hoeing in the garden. You was out there running over an acre of land and everything, and you ain't even sweating and hot. That would be terrific, right? That's how it was before the curse. Right? So now, and Eve, oh man, how would you like to have a birth, bear children, and no pain? Yes. No sorrow. No sorrow at all. All right. I mean, you come back from having a baby and lose all your, belly, whatever it is. How would you like that? No sorrow. Nothing. Nobody did none of that. Have a bunch more kids running around here, right? but no sorrow. But now, after the curse, after they didn't want to go God's plan, now what do you have? Man, we come home and worry about legs ache and knees hurt, back hurt and everything else. And then you say, well, I work in the office. I don't even have to go through all that. Yes, you do. You got some troubles too. You got some sweat. People that try to steal your ideas, and you thought of this in. They try to beat you to the boss to present it. Yeah, you got some sweat. You got some sweat. You gonna sweat there too. All right. Oh my goodness. So now, at this point, what's going on? Back to our Arizona story. What would Adam and Eve be saying now? I wish I would have. At that point now. But they don't figure that out until after you get your plan and your plan don't work. Yes. All right? After you get your plan, they should say, we knew better. We knew better. But a lot of times when you take your own plan, you don't go according to God's plan, there's consequences to it. But sometimes you don't realize the consequences until after you done got into it fully. You done got fully into your plan. And now boom, here come the consequences of your plan. Adam and Eve, they didn't figure out the consequences to their plan till they fully committed to their plan. Take from the tree and eat. Now they were fully committed to their plan. Now come the consequences. They didn't know what the consequences. Well, they knew they were going to surely die. All right, but they didn't know about the sweat of your brow, childbearing, all that. That wasn't there yet. Okay, and of course they surely did. They did die. All right. But the first death was spiritual death, disconnected from God. That was the first one. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's see. So the devil wants to influence you. I think someone said that. All right. And he wants you to be logical. To just think about it. Just think about that. Just be logical. That you know what God said. That won't work. Just think about it. No, all right. So let's keep going here. The people wanted a king. All right, as we read in our lesson. All right, they wanted a king. Well, we all know this story, right? The people they wanted a king. All right, they didn't want God to be their king. All right, what kind of kingdom and king? What's the kingdom and did God want for them? All right, he had a particular type of structure, all right, that he wanted his kingdom to go by, all right. And let's take a look at what that is. Come over to, oh wow, Exodus 19. Let's see exactly what kind of kingdom and everything God wanted for his people. Exodus 19, and the 6th verse. All right, this is what God was telling Moses. This is how I want our kingdom to run. All right, Now, this is how. Now they just left out. They left out of Egypt. All right, and the Lord is talking to Moses and everything. All right, and check this out. 19 and 6. This is God talking to Moses. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests. That's how God wanted this thing to work. He wanted it to be a kingdom of priests. All right? God wanted the men of God to be in charge of this thing. All right? He wanted the Lord wanted to talk to the man of God. The man of God tell the people what to do, and boom. What the man of God say, we're going to do it. All right, that was a cool system. That was a cool system, because if the man of God told you wrong, guess what? God would get on that man of God. If he told you to do something and you went on and doing and everything, and it wasn't what God told him to tell you, oh man, whatever happened to you, boy, it was on his head. All right, and Lord, oh man, you don't want to be in that kind of trouble. All right, you don't want to be that guy. So he said, I want it to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. I want it to be, I don't want to be like everybody else. I want this to be a holy nation. All right, a godly nation. I want it to be godly. All right. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Let them know. Let them know right from the beginning. We want a kingdom of priests. All right, not a kingdom of kings and princes and queens and princesses and all this here pomp and circumstance and all this kind of stuff. That's what we want. We want. We keep this thing right here. Keep it right here. They call it a theocracy. All right, where theology rules. All right, theology is the study of God. He wanted the God to run this kingdom. All right, not a monarchy. That's what you have when you have a king, and then after that king, his son takes over, and after his son, the next one. That's a monarchy. All right, but God wanted to rule with a theocracy. All right, theology was going to run this thing. All right, and Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their face all these words which the Lord had commanded him. This is the plan. Moses came and laid out God's plan right out before all the elders of the congregation there. Laid it out before them. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord has spoken, we will do. Isn't that something? They were agreed, oh, God's plan is the best. All right, God's plan is the better plan. All right, this is much better than what they got going on in Egypt. All right, that stuff they had going on in Egypt, we don't want that. All right, we want this plan here, where it's the kingdom of priests, and God is in charge, and the priest is going to come out and tell us what's going on and everything like that. That's what we want. And they said, and all of them together, all of them together said, all that the Lord has spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. Moses went and told them, said, Lord, Lord, they said, they're going to take your plan. All right, come on, let's get going. Of course, this was before the golden calf. All right, this was before the golden calf. You know, we know how that went, right? I'm not even going to spend time to go over there with that. This was before that golden calf. Let's go on here. Tell you what, let's get into our lesson. How about that? Let's get into our lesson. Now, we're going to get into our lesson, and I know that our lesson started at 1 Samuel, 8th chapter, and the 10th verse. Everybody knows that, right? All right. But if we want to get the whole picture of this, we got to start at the first verse. Is that okay? Can we start at the first verse? Now, if y'all ain't got time for us to go to the first verse, I'll keep going. I know Bishop is here. I'm sure y'all excited. You want to hear it. We'll rush this thing along. Can we start at the first verse?
Amen.
Oh, okay. Let's start first. I'm excited to hear him too. I'll get on out the way. But let's start the first verse here. 1 Samuel, 8th chapter. Let's go to the first verse and see how this whole thing evolved. All right? And then we got to make it, we got to apply this thing to our life at the end. All right. 1 Samuel 8 and 1. And it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. All right? Now the name of the firstborn was Joel, and the name of the second, Beiah. And they were judges in Beersheba. Okay? And his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre, and took bribes, and perverted judgments. No, they didn't. Oh man, them boys was bad boys. All right? Something like Eli's sons. Okay? All right? I think Eli's sons were a little worse than this. So they weren't doing too great here. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah and said unto him, behold, thou art old. Okay, you called him old, don't do that. And thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Now, this is the whole deal here. All right. These men got together, elders of Israel here, got together, and they knew what God's plan was. We got that from Moses. All right. Samuel was supposed to be in charge. He's supposed to hear from God. All right, and then give it to the people. That's what the priest's job was. Samuel was one of the first prophets. That's what the prophet's job was. All right, so the names kind of changed as time went on. First they were the seers. Then you get the prophets. And then you had the priest in there and all that. But that's still the same office. All right. So the men got together here, and they see that things weren't going right. Things were breaking down. All right, this is what God's plan was, but don't seem like it's going right. These boys taking bribes, filthy lucre, perverting judgment. It's breaking down. All right, so instead of them wanting to come in the 5th verse and say something like, they say, okay, you're old, your son's not walking in thy ways. All right, what does the Lord have to say about that? Or what is a godly solution to this? They didn't do that. They came up with their own plan. Their plan was, let's scrap God's plan, let's put in our plan. And our plan is, a king. All right, that's the solution. That's our solution here. Forget about what God's solution may be to this problem here. All right, my solution is a king. All right, they didn't come. How would you think that would have worked with Adam? If Eve would have eaten of that tree, and Adam said, oh no, I'm not eating of that. Now, when the Lord get in his evening in the cool of the day, we're going to have to talk about this. Yeah. You stand over there till he get here. All right, could you imagine how, I mean, what, ooh, oh my goodness. You got to understand, oh my, the Lord, I mean, I understand she was the only woman there. The Lord gave me that one, but you know what, you nice and everything, Eve. But I got to stick with God over here, man. I mean, could you imagine God coming up with a solution for that? I mean, you just man, hey, this just me now. This ain't in Genesis, but I just feel like God would have honored that faith and came up with some kind of terrific solution, because he does that all in the scripture, man. When somebody just sticks to his word and just goes with his plan, regardless of what it costs them. All right. Now, if Adam would have did that, it might would have cost him Eve. All right. So, and there wasn't no more Eves around there at that time. You know. So, I just think that God would have had some kind of terrific solution for it. All right. That's just me now. I'm just thinking. All right. All right. Okay. So fifth verse here. They're oh man. What? Now, I got another question. They want to scrap God's plan. Where were they when they were trying to scrap God's plan and get a king? Say again?
In the church.
Okay, they in the church. These are the elders and everything. But what geographically, where were they? They weren't in Egypt. They weren't in the wilderness. They were in the... Come on now, work with me here. They left Egypt. They were in the wilderness, and after they crossed the Jordan River, they were in the. There it is. They were in. They were in the promised land. They talking all this crazy stuff after God got them into the promised land. Oh, now give us a king. Now God's plan was working good enough to get them to the promised land. And they knew, when you read the scriptures, they knew every time they turned to God and got with God, got on God's plan, oh man, the enemy couldn't stand before them. They could not stand before them at any time when they were in the will of God, on God's plan. And now they want to scrap God's plan after they're in the wilderness. Oh my goodness, this is just crazy. This is just crazy. They had to see all those nations that they conquered, how they were and everything, and now they want to be like them after God and got them into the promised land. That's just awful. And it's kind of like that today. I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like I'm in the promised land. I really do. I really kind of feel like I'm in the promised land, because our forefathers and our parents before us, they had to go to separate bathrooms and come in the back door, and certain restaurants they couldn't go to and everything. All right. Could you imagine when the bus pull up, if you rode the bus, Heartline, our bus company here. All right. If the bus pulled up and you had to stand there and go on the bus and pay your fare, then turn around and go off and go down to the back door and then go on the bus in the back door. Could you imagine that? That's how it was back then. They had to pay their fare, get off the bus, go in the back, and get on the bus in the back. All right, I better hurry up for the bus driver. Okay. So I'm serious. I feel like I'm in the promised land now. Why would you want to ditch God's plan now? After all that our forefathers have prayed and fasted and called on the name of Jesus and deliver us and everything, and now we get delivered, and now we want to cut up. Oh, I can't make it to church today. I'm tired. Oh man, y'all don't understand. Y'all just don't know. God, you kidding? Now? No, not now. But that's what these guys did here. Oh, okay. All right. Let's keep going here. All right. I said we're going to hurry up. All right. but the thing, 6th verse. But the thing displeased Samuel. All right. When they said, give us a king to judge us. All right. Hang on a second here. Hang on just a second. Hang on just a second. We got to back up to verse 5. Hang on just a second. In verse 5 it says, now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. We want a king to judge us like all the nations. In other words, what they were asking for, we still want rule, all right? But we don't want to be ruled like God wants us to rule. We want to be ruled like the kings and all the other nations rule. And basically what that is saying, we want rule without God. That's how all the other nations were. Their king was there, their king ruled over and everything, but their king didn't ask God for nothing. Their king didn't consult God about their decisions. They didn't have somebody where the king wasn't receiving his instructions from God. So basically what they were saying, we want all of our rulership and all of our guidance and all of our whatever we get from our king, but we want to leave God out. And when you ever get to a place where you want to leave God out, when God gets pulled away, when God gets pulled away, the devil automatically comes in. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Whenever God moves away, or he moves his hand back or whatever, the devil is just there waiting. I mean, he's waiting. He's waiting. He's waiting. You know. They got these locking dams on the river, and the gates closed. The water's right there all the time. The water's just right there on the other side of that gate. I mean, it's just there waiting. And when that gate opens, you don't have to go get the water. All right, it's there waiting to rush in. And that's how it is. Whenever God, you don't want God no more. All right. Well, whenever you don't want God no more, the devil is waiting there.
Amen.
To rush right in. Oh my goodness. All right, let's continue. Oh, let's continue on here. All right. I'm gonna keep losing my place. 7th verse. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people, in all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. Didn't want them to reign over. All right, according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherein they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. Oh man, 8th verse, boy, it just let them know that this ain't the first time they done done this. This ain't nothing new, Samuel. They've been trying to get out from under my rule the whole time. All right, and it's hard. It's hard to stick with the Lord and have a good adhere to the Lord's plan. All right, if you don't have a continuous relationship with it. All right, it's hard to stick with God's plan when you don't. Okay, I'm gonna be on the Lord's plan. Then I'm going to get on the devil's plan. Then I'm going to be back on the Lord's plan. Then I'm going to be back on the devil's plan. I'm going to be on the Lord's plan for a while. All right, I see, looks like it's going bad. I'm going to get back on the Lord's plan. It looks like the thing got better. I'm going to go back to the devil's plan. You can't keep going back and forth like that. One of the sayings is you got to take the good with the bad. When you take the good with the bad, and then and say at the end when you add it all up, it was more good days than bad days. That's what the song said. If I had when they look at it, more good days than bad. But I mean, you can't keep jumping out all the time, right? And that's what these people were doing. They were in and out, in and out. That's why in the scripture say, and they continued steadfastly in the apostle. That's how they can stick with this thing. They stayed with it. They stuck with it steadfastly. All right, not in the day, out tomorrow, in the day, out tomorrow. All right, and this would have gotten me very, very scared. You know, if you were saying, oh, let me do this, let me do this. No, child, don't do that. Don't bother. You know, your parents, you know, your children like that. You know, don't play with that. No, I want to bother. No, leave that alone. Don't be bothering around that electric thing now. You know, they just, every time you look over there, get away from that, leave that alone. All right, and then you go back and say, okay, go on, man. Go on, I can't be going. Go on. You've been trying to get that thing since you were 2 years old. Now you 8, you still bother that thing. Well, go on, let it bite you. And they get shocked real good. You don't have no problem out of them now, but you're trying to save them from that experience. You know, they got electric burns on their fingers and all that. Them scarred that burn mark with them for life. You know, they 25 years old. That mark, that burn mark. Oh, then when you bother around that old whitey over there. Okay, that's what you want. Now you got what you're looking for. All right. Now we go through our lesson here. All right. 10th verse. This is back in our lesson now. And Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people that asked him for a king. All right. And he goes down, and I'm just going to run through this real quick. And he says he's just wanting to know what type of king is this going to be. All right. And that's a lot of times when you make a plan, it's good for somebody to challenge your plan. All right, if you make a plan, well, this is my plan. I plan to get out of school, and I'm gonna go to Alaska, and I'm gonna start me a ice selling business in Alaska. All right, I'm gonna go up to Alaska, and I'm gonna sell huge ice in Alaska, and then somebody starts to challenge your plan there. Now wait a minute. Now if you're gonna sell ice, wouldn't it be a better plan for you to go to like a desert place where it's hot? I mean, you're going to sell ice, right? I mean, wouldn't that be a better plan? You know, I mean, if you get up there, you know, the ice, you know, it's lots of ice around now already. People pick it up off the ground for free or whatever. You know, I mean, that might not be the best plan for you. You know, you go to, don't tell me that, that's my plan. You know, that's just the plan you want. Well, yeah, I mean, this kind of almost what we're going in our lesson here. So he's finna challenge their plan, let them see the hole. Sometimes you make a plan, your plan have holes in it. So, you know, if somebody need to come along and look at your plan, no, you need to, you know, rethink this area right here. Or rethink this area right now. Not that you don't have a nice plan, no. I mean, you know, selling ice, you know, that might be a good thing, you know. But go somewhere where they on the ground, you know. All right. So, you know, let's go somewhere. Let's go down south somewhere and sell this ice. All right. So now, Samuel's finna challenge their decision here and let them know what this thing is going to be, that this guy's going to rule over them, and you know, just listen at me here. All right. 11th verse, and he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself. All right, he's going to lose out on your sons for his chariots. All right, some of them going to be riding his chariots and to be his horsemen. All right, some of them is going to be on horseback, and some shall run before the chariots. Okay, that's the infantry, the foot soldiers. All of them get killed first, right? And he will appoint him captains over thousands. All right, and captains over 50, and will set them to ear his ground, all right, and to reap his harvest, and to make his instruments of war and instruments of chariots. And he shall take your daughters, all right, to be confectionaries. We talked about that the other day, confectionaries, to make sweets, candies, all right, and to be the cooks and to be bakers. And he will take your fields, he's going to take your land from you. And ye and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them. He's going to take all the good land, all right, from the good vineyards, the good olive yards, and give them to his servants. Oh, he's just going to take your stuff from you and give it to somebody else. And he will take the 10th of your seed and your vineyards and give them to officers and to his servants, and he will take your men servants and your maid servants, your goodliest young men and your asses, and put them to his work. You will take the tenth of your sheep, and ye shall have, and ye shall be, listen at this, his servants. Do y'all remember what happened in Egypt? Didn't we just have to go through all these years and all these years to get out from being folks' servants?
Yeah.
Nobody was the priest's servant. All right, unless, he was just, I volunteered my services to the priest. All right, or the prophet there, but the people weren't, under servitude to the prophet. All right, but when you get a king, you'll be under servitude to the king. All right, and now this 18th verse right here, y'all need to mark this down. This should have been the kicker right here. This should have been the verse that blew a hole in this whole plan that they came up with. This 18th verse. All right? And ye shall cry out in that day because of your king. Okay, so y'all got this plan that y'all want a king. All right? So it's going to come a day where you're going to come crying to God because of this plan that you made instead of going with God's better plan. You're going to come crying. All right? This is what it got me. Which ye shall have chosen, you, and the Lord will not hear you in that day. Oh,
Amen.
I'm sorry. I thought I wanted a king. All right. But, what you got going on? It's still good. Let's ride with your plan.
Yeah.
All right? And as you go on in the scripture, this does happen. They get to a point where they rejected God. They start crying to God, oh, God, deliver us. Oh, God, deliver us. And the Lord tells them, no. Go on back over there to the gods that y'all been serving and ask them to deliver you. All right, now go on back on over there. All right, that's your plan. Stick with it. How they say, how's it working for you? How your plan working for you? All right, and this is the thing. When you got a good plan, when you got something good, you don't have to force it on people. All right, God knows He's got the better plan. He knows He's got the better plan. That's why He don't force this on folks. His plan is so good, all right, it's going to take you from this world on into the next. All right? His plan is that good. So He don't have to force it on. If you don't want it, no, I went to someone else that really wants it. They'll be glad to have this. Somebody be glad to have this. You don't have to force things on people when you know it's good. The devil the one that's got to deceive you and all this kind of stuff, try to get you to think about it all logically and influence you. He's the one that got to do all that kind of stuff. God say, hey, here's the plan. You want it? Fine, you can have it. No problem. He stands there and say, whosoever will. Come on. No, you got to get this today. If you don't get this today, then you come back tomorrow, it ain't going to be, oh, okay, if it ain't there tomorrow, no problem. All right, okay. Let's finish this thing. Wow. Let's finish this stuff. Now, this, like I said, that 18th verse, that should have been the kicker. I mean, that should have been, they should have been slamming on the brakes, backpedaling, whatever they could do when they say, now, wait a minute now, when we get in trouble, we can't come to the Lord? No, and He ain't gonna hear you. He ain't gonna hear you in that day. All right? You sure He ain't gonna hear us? No, He ain't gonna hear you. All right. Oh boy. People want, and basically what Samuel is telling them, this king is gonna cost you. This plan that you got, this plan is gonna be costly. It's gonna cost you your land, your children, your animals, all the fruit of your field. It's gonna cost you. All right. But when people want what they want, they'll pay for it. See, you ever seen people, when they want what they want, they'll pay for it. Because that's what they want. Now what they need, they'll beg you for it. Now I need my rent, I need my rent. Well, then you just go on a trip to the Bahamas. Not the Bahamas. Did you just, I'm sorry, that didn't come out right. Did you just go on a trip to, Hawaii? Well, did you just go? Yeah, I did. I just went on that one. Oh, I enjoyed myself too. It was good. Who paid for that? Oh, I paid for it. But now your rent, I need you to help me. I need you to help me. I need you to help me. I want. So they're paying. They're finna pay for what they want. All right, and what they need, they're throwing it on the ground. But what they really need, you know, they're throwing it away. All right. Now the people, in our life, it's the same thing. In 2000, you know, in 2020, you know, in 2019, whatever it is. All right. People right now, they're buying what the devil is selling. They're buying it. They're buying what the devil is selling, and they're buying it cash. And they ain't asking for no receipt. They're buying this all this here, the fame and the glory and everything of this life. They're buying, they're eating it up. They're buying it cash. They're not even asking for a receipt. All right, because you know when you don't have a receipt, you can't even come. Oh, look here, devil. I know I bought what you said, but it ain't working. Here's the receipt. I want my money back. They didn't ask for no receipt. They're just buying it up. They're buying up whatever the devil say, you know. And God's got a better plan for them here, and they ignore it. They just ignore it. You know, how could you ignore, I'll be with you. I never leave you alone. I mean, oh man, that's worth the price of admission right there. When you get the God of heaven and earth to say that I'll be with you, and I never leave you alone, just live righteously. Oh my goodness, sign me up there, write my name in ink. Don't write my name with pencil with that, write my name in ink. You know, I want in on that. Oh my goodness. So that we now, nevertheless, oh my goodness, even after him going through, explaining all to him, all right, now when you get in trouble, don't think you come hollering back to God. But as you go on through the scripture, you just see how merciful God is. Oh, yeah. I mean, he said, I ain't gonna help you, but you know, but as you read the scriptures, even further on in Samuel, when they get in trouble, even with this this king that they're gonna get here, the Lord still, his mercy is just there. Helps them out. Oh, good. 19th verse. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, nay, but we will, okay, have a king over us. We will have a king over us, that we also may be like the nations. And that's the real thing behind them wanting a king. They wanted to be like the nations. They were influenced. All right? They were influenced. They were influenced by those ungodly nations. They were influenced. Oh man, you see that king come out there? Did you see him walk out of his palace? Man, that palace is just so gorgeous. And he just walked out on the front lawn of the palace, and he started commanding all of these things from his throne that he was sitting. Oh man, that's just nice. That look good. That's glamorous. That's just nice, right? You know what the children of Israel had? They didn't have no tabernacle. I mean, they didn't have no palace. They didn't have no, royal court and all that. They had a tabernacle. You know what that tabernacle looked like? It was goat skin and badger skin on some poles. I mean, it had a lot of gold and stuff on the inside. I mean, it was beautiful on the inside. But just to look at it out there, set up, and this thing has got cords and curtains and loops and thatches and tatches. What is that thing out there? But it beat everything coming out of Egypt. Amen. I mean, it beat everything coming out of Egypt. I mean, that tabernacle out there. Now, these other kings that they were coming up against, they had the elaborate palaces and the chariots and all this other stuff and everything. But that tabernacle put up on them every time. Amen. It was God's plan. Yeah. But like I told you from the beginning, God's plan always don't look good. It don't always look so great. Sometimes it doesn't even make sense. But it's God's plan. And would you rather look good or would you rather be good? Would you rather look like a millionaire or be a millionaire? And the people look at you and think you ain't got change for $5. I'd rather look like I ain't got change for $5 and be a millionaire. I know a guy like that. Drives an old Ford truck. The guy's a millionaire. He invested in cell towers. back in the day, invested in cell towers. And he sold the cell tower property that not sold it, he leased it to what's the mobile carrier people, T-Mobile and Verizon and all this. The guy got several cell towers up and down, $5,000 a month for each cell tower. $5,000. Cell tower ain't never late on their rent. All right, don't require no maintenance or anything. Verizon got to take care of all that. He just got the property where the cell tower is. He put the tower up. The guy looks like, I mean, if he walked in the door today, you may not even invite him to the front. All right? So would you rather look good or would you rather be good? I'd rather be it. And that's how the plan is. That's how God's plan is. His plan, I mean, it just doesn't look like it. Sometimes his plan looks kind of strange. 19. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Satan. And they said, nay, no, nay, nay. But we will have a king over us, regardless of what you say. We're going to have us a king. That we also may be like the nations. And our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. Who's been fighting your battles up until now? You're living in the promised land. You made it here from fighting battles. How did you get here? With God's plan. But they want to throw God's plan over. Wow. So this is the thing here. How does that relate to us? What does that mean for us today? It's got to come back to us today. All right? I mean, we're the children of God. How does he want us to respond to this? Go to 1 Peter. Let's wrap this up right here. 1 Peter. First Peter, way in the back. Hebrews, James. There it is, Peter. First Peter. 1 Peter 2. First Peter 2 and 9. Now this is for us today, all right? This is for us. We stick with the plan of God, all right? All right, so you get into the plan of God, which is a better plan. All right, it's a better plan. All right, but if you get into this is what you get here. But ye are a chosen generation. All right, that's what the Lord, when He chose. All right, we're chosen generation, a royal priesthood. Did He say He wanted a nation of priests? That extends down to us here too. All right, that extends to us here, 2019. All right, you get to be a part of this royal nation, this royal priesthood. A holy nation, a peculiar people. You're going to do things different. All right? You're going to do, when you get saved, sanctified, full of the Holy Ghost, you're going to do things different. You're going to be peculiar. You're going to do things not quite like the world do. All right? And what gets me is when people want to be saved and sanctified, full of the Holy Ghost, but they want to act like the world. You know, you can't operate both plans. Amen. You gotta pick one. Which plan do you want? You want God's plan or you want the world's plan? The world's plan looks good now, but God's plan is better. His plan is much, much better. A royal priesthood, that ye should show forth the praise of Him who has called you out of darkness. He done called us out of darkness, all right, into this marvelous light. All right, He's called us into a marvelous light. So the world is trying to influence us, just like Satan tried to influence Eve. All right, the world is trying to influence us to get back in darkness, trying to make it look at it logically. That don't make sense over there. Come back in darkness. All right? And the Lord's got a plan where He wants you to come out of darkness, all right, and be a part of this royal priesthood. You're going to go, you're going to be a little peculiar, all right? That's the fine print, okay? And living holy, Did you know that? That's the fine, that's the fine print. You get saved and sanctified, full of Holy Ghost, and everything works wonderful for your life from then on. No, the fine print is you're gonna be peculiar. You're gonna do some things that you're gonna do some strange things here. All right, people gonna look. Why y'all doing that? Why y'all went up there for a whole weekend? What you do that over? Oh, we was at church that whole weekend. Y'all went to Gainesville for how long and did what? You know, there's gonna be a little strangeness there. All right. All right, but this thing, it winds up that this is the marvelous life. And the world cannot say that. The world cannot say it. You come over here with us and everything's gonna be it's gonna be marvelous. They can't say that. Even the rich ones, even if they get to the top of their game, all the fame and fortune and everything, then they get up there and find out, this is so empty. And why it's so empty? Because they don't have God in it. All right, the God's not upset with you having all these things that the world has. He's not upset with you having them. He just don't want you to get them like the world gets them. That's what was wrong with the children here in Israel with Samuel. They wanted a king to rule over them like the world. If they just wanted a king or just wanted a different rulership or whatever. But we want, you know, but we ain't trying to be like the world. But we just want something different because you're old, your sons ain't doing, we need some different rulership here. That would have been no problem. But the minute they said we want it like the world, that's where the problem came in. Amen. So you can have what you want, you can have what you need, all right? You can be a millionaire, but don't be a millionaire like the world. You can have a wonderful relationship, you know, you can have a wonderful home life and everything, but don't get it like the world. All right? Get it according to God's plan. That concludes our lesson. God's plan. God's plan.